John.
Good afternoon. It's a great pleasure to be here, to be part of this panel, and to see many students to which I feel close in age, coming from everywhere in the world. I will speak to you after having heard plains about cars and what's happening in our industry and what's really happening with Fiat. I just want to go back to last summer in 2008, when we were looking at the world where oil was going to go probably above $200. Every commodity was soaring, steel, plastics, and we were concerned about having our margins squeezed between higher input costs and not really much pricing power. Then things changed drastically, and we ended up having a second half, and in particular the last quarter of 2008, consumer not consuming. And in what we sell, mainly cars, the drops and the speed of the drops has been incredible. So we had to adapt to this situation. And the first thing we did was to really identify not having much we could do on our top line, on revenues, to see how we could take cost out. But then we started thinking, and we spent a lot of time with Mr. Sergio Marchione, who's the CEO of Fiat, about what was the future of our industry and what was the future of Fiat in this environment. And we went public saying that what we thought had to happen was that our industry had to consolidate, because one of the structural problems we've had, and who just increased, was overcapacity. Meaning that we have today, we're producing 2/3 of what we could produce in the world. And saying that scale was important with a number between 5.5 and 6 million cars. But it's not really about absolute volume. What we really want to do is to try and have convergence to 1 million cars per investment. So basically what this means is that we want to make one investment and make as many cars as we can on that investment. So if you look at our product range, this means in the B segment, where we sell a lot of cars, we can do with the same investment a Fiat Punto to Alfa Romeo Mito, and in between a Lancia Y. And so we've been actively involved in this process. But things just got worse in 2009. And so governments started to intervene, on one hand trying to help consumption in the main European markets, just helping people buy cars, better cars, more environmentally friendly cars. And on the other end, as financial markets have been dysfunctional, supporting the financial requirements of companies through state guarantees or direct financing. And in the US, where the crisis has hit harder, the new administration has actually appointed a task force to try and see what solutions could come up for the car industry in America. And we got to be part of that, because in 2008 we were looking, when the world was different, to see how we could market some of our products in America. And that's how we initiated our discussions with Chrysler. And we were thinking about the Fiat 500, of which most of you have seen here, and we're very happy to participate with our cars to this symposium. And so we got involved in the discussions where basically, to find a solution, every stakeholder had to come to an agreement and see how there was a sensible plan to make Chrysler a viable company. And so of last week, it was announced by President Obama that Chrysler has a future, and we're very proud to be part of the solution to this future. But as I was saying before, this isn't really solving the problem of volume for us. And that's why we started discussing the opportunity of combining forces with GM Europe and working on a marriage to build a strong European car manufacturer. And this is what we're working on as we speak, where what we think is important about this is that it's much better to work on long-term plans to make our business and other businesses in the car industry viable long-term than try and find solutions which are really about self-preservation and trying to not look at the problems and ultimately not solve them. So what we've learned so far is that to create an industrial future, one needs to be very clear about the issues one faces and address them. And what I want to add to that before closing is that an industrial future and creating an industrial future is about people. And we've put a lot of attention for a family foundation in education, because we strongly believe that more people are educated and better educated, the easier it will be to come up with solutions to the many challenges and problems we will have ahead. And the last initiative is an initiative who's exactly about creating industrial future. It's an initiative who started 25 years ago in France, 15 years ago in Germany, and now we're starting it in Italy, called Collège des Ingénieurs, which basically takes in engineering students on a postgraduate, pays them for 10 months, and it's a mix between learning and learning on a job. And the interesting thing is one of the courses is actually taught here in St Gallen, so, which has a tie to all of you, and some of the students in scientific have been going to the Collège des Ingénieurs. So I thank you all, and I'm happy to answer to any questions. Thank you.